When I was a kid, I watched a movie with my dad called The Day the Earth Stood Still. Now, as a kid, I remember my dad raved about this movie, and because you got to realize he grew up in the 40s and 50s, and The Day the Earth Stood Still and War of the Worlds, that was their version of Star Wars, because that was the cream of the crop when it came to science fiction back in those days. And I remember watching it as a kid, and I enjoyed the movie, and it was good. And I've seen this movie, I think, about a dozen times growing up. But recently, over the last few years, I've been really starved for good entertainment, as most people are, because let's face it, Hollywood doesn't put anything out that's palatable anymore these days. And I usually look for entertainment on Tubi or Pluto or maybe Netflix, and once in a while I'll find something on YouTube, and once in a while you'll uncover a gem. And recently I came across The Day the Earth Stood Still. So naturally I watched it, and I have to say, this movie, it held up, and it exceeded my expectations, because let's be real, a lot of the times we'll watch a movie as a kid and we go back and revisit it and you're like, man, that movie was cool when I was a kid, but man, it sucks now. And I'm gonna be honest, Night of the Comet comes to mind with me, but that's another video for another day. But this movie, it's so simple. I mean, basically it's about an alien visitor that comes down to Earth, not as an invader, but basically a messenger from a galactic federation, and he's warning humanity about the dangers of aggressive destruction and warfare, because you got to realize this movie came out in the 50s, and this movie came out during the Cold War, and there was always that threat of nuclear annihilation and dangers of military power, and it came out right at the right time. And like I said, this movie is cinematic gold, and at the end of it, you know, this movie, it leaves you with a message. When they're leaving, they tell you the decision rests with you, and it highlights the responsibilities of humanity to choose its own path or face annihilation, basically. And like I said, this movie, the effects of this movie, it's good. I mean, the robot Gort is awesome. I mean, for back then, you got to realize this was state of the art. The flying saucer that they were in, the technology of inside the ship. I mean, to this day, it still holds up, and it's practical effects, and I'll take that over CGI most of the time anymore these days. And like I said, there's just something about it. It's cinematic gold, because you can sit your kids down in front of this movie. It's so clean and it's so well done, because there's no profanity, there's no messaging that's pushed into it, no sexual content. It's just a good science fiction film. And like I said, you can sit your kids down in front of it and not have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. And it's sad, because we're never going to get movies like this anymore. Now, I know that they came out with a reboot of this thing in 2008 with Keanu Reeves. I like Keanu Reeves, but I'm going to be honest, that movie doesn't hold a candle to the original. I've always thought that. Now, some people like it, and I'm not going to bag on it too much, because you know what? That movie from 2008 is probably better than most of the things they're releasing nowadays, and it's sad to say, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is, and that's, you know, the timeline we're in right now. But if you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend you watch it, because like I said, it's a gem. Now, some folks, they have allegories to this, that, you know, hey, the aliens, they're from outer space, so it's like the Messiah coming down to give humanity a message. And some folks look at it like it's, you know, AI with the robot, and this is what's going to be humanity's fate if we give ourselves to AI. I mean, I don't know about any of those kind of allegories. I just know the movie's pretty good, and you got to watch it. I don't know. Let me know what you think about The Day the Earth Stood Still. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy this kind of content, as I'm trying to grow the channel back. Also, leave me a comment. I do enjoy reading them, and I do answer them. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.